This is the continuation from part 1. It is highly recommended. If you haven't seen part 1, you should check it out first before this video, and the link should be in the description. Alright, so let's continue with this episode. I will enter the value maybe 1.2. Yeah, 1.2. Let's remember this value 1.2 and segment 8. Okay, the same thing we will do for this piece, but we will do it only for the center part. So I will go to my face mode, select the face, and then extrude. How much I want to extrude? Let's say I did it 1.5 for the piece above. Okay, and now I can collapse this first. So the scale value should be 1. So Control A and then scale. Okay, that's good. Now if I go to my edge mode and select these two edges and press Control B. Okay, it remembers the segment value. So we just want to enter 1.2. Okay. So the piece is ready and all we need to do is adjust it. So I'll go to my left view maybe. Okay. And let's click this and move it up. Press G, middle mouse button. And then I can press and hold Control so that it snaps to the nearest vertex. Yeah, it is perfectly fine. Now let's see. Okay, so this is, I have created a joint so that it can rotate from this pivot, but at the moment the pivot is not here. If I press R to rotate, okay, the pivot is here. This is the pivot point. So let me show you the easiest way to change the pivot. Okay, let's change the pivot. Select the object. Okay, and let me show you from the front view. I want the pivot to be in the center over here, not here, not here, in the center over here. So the easiest way to do is we will be utilizing the help of the 3D cursor. This is called the 3D cursor. Okay, so we can move this around and then our pivot point will follow it. Okay, this is how the workflow goes in Blender. Okay, so let's go to the front view, and with this object selected, I will press tab, go into my edit mode, and then whichever is selected, click and drag, and it will select only this part. Okay, that is fine. So all I need to do is press Shift S and then cursor, which is 3D cursor, to select it. When I do this, it will come into the center of the selection. Okay, that's good. Now I can come back to the object mode by pressing tab. Now we need to bring this pivot point following the location of the 3D cursor. So I'll select the object again and right click, set origin to 3D cursor. Okay, as you can see, now we don't need the 3D cursor over here. We can just always press Shift C to bring this back to the origin over here. Shift C. Okay, now we have the pivot point where we want. So in order to test this, if I press R to rotate, it will rotate from this angle. Okay, but it's rotating in a weird way because it is rotating in X and Y. So let's press Y to restrict it in the Y axis, and as you can see, it is behaving perfectly the way it should behave. Okay, I'll undo it. Okay, so we will move on to the next step. Okay, we have created our first joint over here, and now we will move on to the next step. We will create the base. Okay, so I will create a cube. I'll create a mesh, shift A, cube, and then this is a big cube. We'll change the dimension. Let me click and drag and enter 2.5. Okay, so this is following the same dimension as this. I can bring this up, press G, and then I can snap it. Good. Okay, and now I can go into the edit mode and select all, and I can scale it outwards. Press S, and I don't want it to scale uniformly in all direction. So what I can do is just press and click the middle mouse button, and it will restrict to the y-axis or the nearest axis. Okay, so let's bring it out somewhere here. Okay, maybe 6, just to round it off, and then I can collapse the scale. Press Ctrl A, scale value. So we are good. So now we can continue and build our next joint. Okay, so what I will do before I continue, I'll create a small detail. I'll create a stud. So in my front view, press Shift A, I will create a cylinder. I will create a circle. And I can just scale it. Okay. And rotate it, press R. I can press X and then press 90. Okay. And then I can just bring this up. So I will create a small detail over here. So I'll go to my left view and then bring this out somewhere here, and then go into my edit mode and select all and press E to extrude. Okay, as you can see, and now I can just extrude it again. This time when I extrude, I want to scale this inward, so I can press S and just scale it inwards. So basically we are creating this detail, and then I can just move this outwards. Press G and bring this out like this, and this is our detail. Let me move this in somewhere here, and I can fill this gap. So let me select this. If it is not selected, I can alt click, and then I can press F to fill it, and then I can press E to extrude it in. Okay, if you want, you can give more detail to it. For example, if I alt click here, press Ctrl B, and then reduce with the mouse wheel. So I just want to give this slight detailing over here. I can do the same thing over here. Alt click, Ctrl B, and then I can just create a small chamfer. So now this is all good. Okay, so I will duplicate this on the other side over here. The easiest way to do is using the mirror function. So in order to use the mirror function, I can bring the pivot point to the center of the origin. Okay, So let me first collapse it to bring the scale back to 1. So Control A, and I can click on the scale so it's all 1, and then I can press Control A and select all transform. What this will do is it will bring the origin here to the center. Okay, just watch. And now if I come over here to mirror modifier, it will mirror this based on this axis. In the direction, we can select which axis we want it to mirror. So let's select Y. Click on Y, and it has successfully mirrored the detail. Okay, this is all good. Okay, this is the end of the video. We will continue in the next episode, so please like and subscribe so that we don't miss the upcoming videos. So stay safe and see you next time.